Let's get this show on the road. So, today we are going to start talking about graffiti, okay? Now, we already had kind of our lecture talking about the history of graffiti, where it came from, all that jazz. But we're going to talk about how to do tagging specifically, okay? Now, whenever I talk about graffiti itself, again, I have a couple little examples on the front board there. But whenever I talk about graffiti, we're talking about blocked in thick letters, right? Now, there are different styles to graffiti, right? So I'll grab a marker here real quick. There are different styles to graffiti where I could do, let's say I want to do like the letter I, right? Well, I know just by writing it out, that is the letter I, but that's pretty boring. So I could go through, I could kind of chisel it in a little bit. Kind of block letters like that. I could take those block letters and make them three-dimensional using one-point perspective, which this is stuff that you guys already know, right? Add a little bit of shading and shadow. Do a little bit of cross-hatching even. And that'll add a lot of depth to your picture. Like so, right? Now it's popping out, it's got a lot going on. I can add a cast shadow to this three-dimensional object, and then all of a sudden now it's really going to start popping out. I'm feeling much more professional. Okay, so you get the generalized idea, right? Now it doesn't have to be these kind of blocked in letters, this kind of LA style. I could do kind of a googly bubble letter. You know, something like this. And again, add some kind of pattern or shadowing to it in some way like that, right? But at the end of the day, these are all the letter I, right? It doesn't matter how I stylize them. We've already talked about how to do font. We've looked at font before for one of our previous projects. But the overall idea of just stylizing these letter forms, right? This would be actually graffiti, okay? You're giving the stylized versions. Now, what we're going to be working on primarily today is going to be actual tagging, okay? Now, we talked about tagging before. There's lots of different styles of tagging. Now, keep in mind, I am making this off the top of my head, so some of them work, some of them do not work, but I wanted to show you how simple it can be. So the first thing you guys are going to do is you're going to sit down and you have to come up with your tag name. It's kind of a nickname. It's like a handle, right? It's your new name, if you could give yourself a new name. So some of you might already have an idea in the back of your head, and you're like, this is what I want to be called. This is my email. This is like how I brand myself. Great, fine. Some of you are thinking, I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what is going on. Why, dear God, why am I in this class? So what we're going to do, the best way is to think about things that you already do. What are things what makes up who you are, right? You know who you are. You know, I think, therefore I am. So what makes up you? So the best thing to do is this. Just kind of make a quick list of things that you're interested in, right? And it don't have to be anything specific, right? But, you know, I'll make a list here. I'll do one myself, okay? So let's see. Okay, so I'm going to make my list. This is me, okay? I like movies a lot. In fact, my favorite movie is Star Wars. It's amazing. I'm beautiful. Star Wars is the greatest ever, and if you disagree, then you're wrong. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. So movies, Star Wars. What else? You know, I do like music. I know, surprise, right? Who doesn't like movies and music, right? I'm lowballing here, guys. Come on, keep with me. I like music. I personally like electronica. That's my kind of music. So like techno and that kind of stuff. What's that? I do like collared shirts. I almost always wear these polos. I do like khakis. You're right. You're good. Okay, let's quit looking at the surface stuff, guys. No. All right. So think about, dig a little bit deeper. You know, what makes up? Who are you? Right. Even stuff that people don't necessarily know about you. Right. So, for example, I told you guys at the beginning of the year, I love pinball. I was at the World Championship over the summer here, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, absolutely. I did not win. No, but I did go, which was kind of fun. I competed, but I lost in the first round. But I got there, and that's what matters. Thank you. So I do secretly, I desperately love pinball so much. More than any video game ever, I love pinball. Unless it's a video game of pinball. Just saying. So again, you can make a list. Now, I would suggest to you that you make a laundry list. Make a crazy long list. Fill up the page, front and back. Make a list of everything that is you, right? This is like your personal resume, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to start kind of going through, see if there's anything I can kind of combine together, right? So like, for example, Let's see. The word doesn't have to necessarily make sense either. So let's say I'm literally making this up as I go. So I like Star Wars. I like pinball. So my new name is gonna be Okay. So I'm now Pin Vader. That's my new name. That is me. Congratulations, hooray! You can quit calling me Kozak because I am now Pin Vader. That's my new name. Okay? So you get the idea, right? It's that simple, right? Now again, the more you have to go from, obviously you can come up with 2 or 3 different names, right? So maybe I come up with I like techno and I like polos and I like electronica. So I'm like, I don't know. Yes, exactly. Electrica. Yeah, that's me. Electrica. I don't know, right? So you get the idea, right? So you come up with some weird name. I don't know what's going on here. You come up with some kind of weird name. Again, I'm making this up. But you come up with something that is you, right? You can come up with more than one word, too. It doesn't have to be literally just one simple word. And it doesn't even have to be something that's on this list. Maybe desperately, I know, like, my lucky number is, I don't know. My lucky number is 185-309. So this is my lucky number. So I'm going to tie this in. So it's going to be, I'm going to get rid of this. I want to have, like, I don't know, cool 309. I don't know. Okay? You can tie numbers in. You can tie a bunch of stuff in. Okay? But come up with something that is you. This is going to be your new name. Okay? It's like we talked about yesterday. We talked about Kilroy, right? Kilroy was here. This is going to... Cool 309 was here. This is me. Okay? This is your new name. You want to tie your identity into this. Okay? Yeah, don't pick any bad numbers. Thank you. All right. We're not dumb. So, for right now, I'm going to go off of Pin Vader because it's dumb and silly and stupid. So, all right, Pin Vader. All right. So, here's my new name. Okay? Now, what I want to do is go through and start to stylize this. Now, we saw in that video yesterday, and I have a couple more videos to show you here before we jump in, but we saw in the video yesterday, you don't want to just make every letter stylized, right? It gets to be too cluttered, and you can't even read it at that point. Obviously, this is going to be very stylized, but we want it to be legible. I still want to know that it has the word Pin Vader in it. Now, I'm kind of getting the vibe. I don't know about you. I see this as kind of 2 words, personally. So I'm going to go and say, okay, so I'm going to start with just the word pin. So to me, I think the P is the cool one. So I'm going to make like a big letter P, and then like maybe an I, and then an N. I don't know, that's kind of messed up. I don't like that. No, nix that. Okay. I like the P, whoop, P, right? And then I don't know, maybe, and then N, that's a U. Doesn't work. That's a U. That doesn't work out. So, you just basically, you keep going down the list, and you just keep trial and erroring, right? So, okay. P, whoop, I, N. See, it's kind of a U. It's like a reverse U. So it's kind of... All right, so I got, like, pin. I kind of like it. Maybe not. You know what? I am the king of pinball. So maybe my eye, I'm going to get a little stylized here. Maybe my eye is like a crazy cool crown or something. I don't know. Now it looks like a P with teeth. He has a tongue. Yeah, it's... There you go. I don't know. So I've got, play with that word, right? You play with that word. So let's say, for example, just pretend that I am desperately happy with this. I'm not, but let's pretend. Okay? So I got pin. Then I'm going to go through and think about the word Vader, right? So, okay, I'm going to try my best here. So I want the V. Maybe the V becomes the A. V-A. D-E-R. You see it? You see it? It's going to get a little messy, but that's okay. Look. V A D E R. Now you saw what I did with that E there. The E, I just made 3 little lines. Right? Now, you know as well as I do, if you write that on an English paper, you will fail. That is not the letter E. Right? You will get a 0. You will get an E for your grade. An E minus. But remember that you're allowed to simplify these letters down, right? So for example, again, if I want to do the letter R, if I just wrote down, this is a letter R, in case you didn't know. If I wrote down letter R, right? What is a letter R? Well, we've got a solid line here, and a line that looks like that, right? There are 2 parts to the letter R. This and that, right? So I can break these apart. If I've already got maybe the E, maybe I draw like that. But over top of that E, I write this R symbol. Now I'm double using, or excuse me, that's a word. Double using here. I'm using this line right here twice. So then I end up with this shape. It looks like that. And now that is an E and an R in one shape. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's going to get a little messy. It's going to get a little twisted looking, and that's okay. You can play with it. I would not suggest doing this with every single letter, because then you're going to end up with, like this, which was my tag in high school. It's not pretty, and no one can read it, so don't do that, right? Oh, I was very creative in high school. It says my first name. Here, hold on, I'll show you.
Is that really what you did?
Yeah, I was pretty lame. Here, I'll show you. C H. There's an R in here. There's a line, I, and the S wraps around. Yeah, it's really messy and not good. It is not a good tag. I was a freshman. What did I know? So at this point, I've got my word here. I've got pin. I've got Vader. I'm happy with these. These are my tags. I'm happy with the lettering. Okay. So then we get into the heart of the matter, and this is why it takes us all day to work on this, because we want to get this. We want to be able to write this down as quickly as I can write my actual name. So it takes me, 10 seconds to write just my last name, right? Like this. This is how long it takes me to write my name, in case you were wondering. This is why your grades take forever. No, I'm kidding. All right. No, but it takes, 10 seconds, right? Done. Bam. Kozak. There we go.
I like
Right?
your first
Thank you. Years of graffiti. No, but you get the idea, right? It takes 10 seconds to write your name, because you know it. It's muscle memory, right? You've written out this word so many times. You get the idea. You've written out this word so many times, and you just know it. It's like the back of your hand, right? It's like the back of your hand. There's nothing. Oh, that's new. No, but you get the idea, right? There's nothing you can't do. So we want to get this pin Vader to be the point where I can write like my name, right? So it's going to take a little bit of practice. It's going to take all day of literally going through, and you want to start slow. Don't just start hammering out, because if I write this word pin and I just start doing pin, and it's going to look messy as hell, right? That is a really crummy looking tag. Right? So start slow, right? Start slow. P, I, N. Just like you did when you were in elementary school, right? You wrote your letters very slow to allow your hands, your muscles to get used to it, right? So, okay. P, I. Okay, see there's kind of that. I can do that. N. I like the N goes kind of in reverse. Okay, all right, get better at it. P, I, N. P, I, N. P, N. Done. Right? So you're going to hammer through this until you feel that it's like a signature. Right? You're going to go through that until eventually, let's see if I can do this here real quick. So eventually I can do P, and then I have pin Vader. And that will be my tag. Okay? Something to think about. Because this is not my real name. You guys have all had some crummy English class teacher where they do this, right? Little air quotes, right? And I'm not a velociraptor. I'm not attacking my paper. The little air quotes, right? Well, right? So this is not my real name. This is in fact kind of a pseudonym, right? A pseudonym. So you got to make sure that you have. Yeah, AKA. Well, Kozak is my name, so that's okay. But you got to have your little air quotes. You have to, because it's not your real name, right? If your parents named you Pin Vader, your parents hate you. Okay? They hate you. But you end up with your tag, right? You want to get it to the point where you can write it very, very quickly. Again, in under 10 seconds. So you want to go through. You're going to hammer through scratch paper today. Hammer through it, because you want to the point where you can write it quickly. Now, as you're practicing today, you can use pencil, you can use marker, you can use Sharpie, you can use colored pencil, you can use hand sanitizer. I don't care what you use to write this stuff out with. But get it so that you can write it comfortably and quickly, because tomorrow, very first thing, we're going to go outside and we're going to be getting some spray paint, and we're going to be spray painting these onto a wall.
A real wall?
Kind of a real wall. It's not the school wall, if that's what you're thinking.
We would tag the farm stuff.
Yes, we're going to go over to Bellcross. We are tagging Bellcross. That's what we're doing. Poor Bellcross. They never saw it coming.
I'm going to name my first kid Electron.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Polo Electronica. All right, so you get the idea, right? So this is what we're going for. Pin Vader, or whatever the heck your name is, right? Now, I'm not going to actually time you. That would be ridiculous, right? But you've got basically until the end of the day, and if you need to, take it home, work on it tonight, right? But I promise you, if you are able to sit down in the next 20 minutes and get to this point where you feel comfortable with it, you have not spent enough time actually devoting yourself to coming up with a new name. It's really easy. Again, you know, I teach art. So it'd be really easy for me to be like, what's your tag handle? My tag handle is Art Love. That's mine, right? This is not good. It's boring, right? It's so boring. Art, heart. Now maybe, I love farting. That would be a lot more entertaining, right? Fart love, Yeah, that was Bob Marley's original song. One fart love. But you get the idea, right? Make it something personal for you. It doesn't even have to be a real word. Pin Vader is not a real word, but it's my name. Pin Vader, right? When in your life have you heard the last name Kozak? Never, right? It's such a northern name. It's not even remotely around here, right? But I'm bringing it back, right? I'm bringing it back. So, Pin Vader, it's coming, right? You guys get the idea? So, today, we're coming up with our tag. Then tomorrow, we're going to take that tag name, Pin Vader, we're going to start to convert it into an actual style of graffiti. We're going to paint this graffiti, okay? Then when everything is all said and done, on Monday we're going to bounce over to the computer lab, like I said. We're going to start talking and doing a little bit of research so we can find something to do for our stencil. We're going to be cutting up, these are scissors by the way, we're going to be cutting up our stencil. I'm going to show you a really nice way to do it. We will start using, I'm going to throw this out, we will start using X-Acto blades in this class. They are extremely dangerous. So we're going to have a whole day of just me telling you about safety precautions. But we're going to start using these to cut out our stencils. Then we're going to take our stencils and we're going to spray paint them on some wood that we can hang in the classroom for your class for the rest of eternity, or at least until this building is bulldozed over, which hopefully is tomorrow. No. We're going to hang these things up and you are going to have your say-so. It's going to be your art in this school for centuries to come. Okay? So whenever you have like grandkids that are walking through the hallway, be like, see that picture over there? That guy's like face, right? And then of course, it's been like, 50 years, so like kids have like, vandalized it, right? Right? And you're like, see this face? I did that painting. And then some kids vandalized it, those jerks. You get the idea, right? That's what we're working towards. This is kind of our penultimate, right? You guys have put a lot of work into this class, and I want to make sure that you guys have the ability and the skill to get to that point so we can hang these things up, okay? So please put your heart and souls in these. Get a name that you can really stand behind, like Pin Vader or Polo Electronica. Feel good about it, right? Feel good about it. Please spend some time today making a list of things that are important to you so that you can come up with an even cooler tag handle name, okay? Coolio? I will come around and obviously help you guys out along the way, but I'm going to give you a couple minutes to make that list so you can think of what you want to do. Okay. The end. Fart love. Fart love.